Hey everybody, welcome along this dark and stormy night. I don't know if you can hear that awful noise behind me, awful whooshing noise. That'd be a big fuck off scary storm. So what better time than the present to do the goth tag? It's probably about time I do this tag. Everybody else has done it, it's probably my turn. Sorry, I'm wearing quite a noisy jacket, but I love this jacket. Anyway, let's make a start. Terribly important. Question 1. How long have you been a goth? Since I look like this. A little bat in utero. No, but really, I think I was always going to be, like I didn't know that a goth was a thing that you could be. I always liked dark, spooky stuff since forever, so I started looking like one, you know, when I was able to buy my own clothes and things. How were you introduced to goth? I don't know. I honestly don't know. For me it was just like, that's the way that I was, and then I discovered that there was a label that you could put on it. Which gothic subgenre would you put yourself in? I guess my style and my taste would be a combination of pretty traditional and neo-Victorian. I like to combine the two, but really my style doesn't really vary much between those two things. And the classic music is the music that I'm into, so. What do you believe to be the basis of the gothic subculture? Okay, so that's not really down to belief, it's down to that there's a fact behind that. It's not really like, oh, I believe that there's this, or I believe that there's that. Goth, as we know it, emerged from the punk scene in the 70s, 80s, blah, blah, blah. It is a whole subculture based around a musical genre. That is how it started. I guess, like, what's such a hot topic? I guess what people like to talk about is there's a certain kind of person that tends to become goth. Like, there's already a kind of inclination towards macabre, you know, dark stuff, bleak stuff. That's something that, you know, just about everybody has in common, even if we're not all necessarily into the music that started the whole thing off. We have that, like, appreciation for, like, weird, macabre, spooky stuff, like, inside. Yeah. So this exists, the musical roots, that is a fact. The way that goth started as it is now, that is a fact, and I'm not very good at explaining things, but I don't know if you remember me reviewing the book The Art of Gothic a wee while ago. That is like the best fucking explanation of how the subculture started that I've ever seen. So I do recommend you pick up a copy of that if you're really interested in learning about that. It is interesting, and a lot of the aesthetics therein are influenced by the artists, the original artists, and tra-la-la-la. So there's that combined with the kind of person who is likely to be attracted to that. So I think that's what the basis of the subculture is. What do you dislike about being goth? Absolutely nothing whatsoever. Well, yes there is. The only thing I don't like is trying to find work. Like having to try and disguise yourself as like a normal person, to try and, you know, tone it down, as I'm always being told to do. Basically to wear a disguise to go along to job interviews and things, which I really think is false advertising. Basically the only thing I don't like is what certain people, particularly potential employers, assume about one. I don't know what it is they assume, but I don't know how many times I've gone in to look for a job and I've just been given this kind of up-down kind of a look, and you know it's all over. What do your parents think of it? My mum likes it. I think she used to think that it was a phase, I think. And then I would grow out of it, and eventually I would be embarrassed looking back at my old photos. But no, she likes it now and she thinks it's cool, and she thought it would be very sad if I died, and if she wanted to adopt another daughter, she would be sad because they would not be a goth. My dad, on the other hand, does not like it at all. He thinks that I will still grow out of it. He's wrong. He doesn't really know anything about it though, so he thinks it's something dark and evil, I guess. Even if my parents were really, really against it, like, I mean, I'm an adult, so it's not really up to my parents anymore. It's up to me. Eyebrows or no eyebrows? No eyebrows. I enjoy the liberty of having no eyebrows. Fortunately for me, my eyebrows are like white anyway, so even when they grow back, you can't see them, so it's not really that big a deal. What is your favorite band? I wish people would stop asking me that. I have a lot of bands that are my favorites. I really love Suspiria and Corpus Delicti and Sisters of Mercy. Ooh, and lately I'm like, Dinah LaCane. But I don't know, London After Midnight. I don't think I have a favourite band because I like too many. Your opinion on Marilyn Manson? Why is Marilyn Manson always such a hot topic? Marilyn Manson is successful as fuck, that's what I think. He writes good music. It's good music, but it is And a lot of people aren't going to like to hear this, but it's pop music, okay? It's pop music. That's why it's so popular. Don't argue, think about it. He's been around a long time. He's an example that a lot of people use. He's in the mainstream because he's so popular, and he's popular because he's good. He's got his own unique image. A lot of other artists try and imitate him. He's even got his own little subculture, you know, that people call Mansonites. You can't deny that he's pretty fucking successful. I think he's smart and he writes good music, and, you know, good on him. What were your baby bat days like? I was never a baby bat, I just turned up this way. Alright, well that's all the questions. If you have any more questions or you would like to voice an opinion on anything, please go ahead and make a comment in the comment section below. Blah, 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 blah. And if you have yet to do so, please subscribe to my lovely channel. I make videos at least twice weekly. So until next time, stay spooky. Bye.